How do you feel about kids getting into fitness, right? Like for parents that are listening, when is the right age to start training? Because a lot of people believe that, you know, for kids to start training will kind of prevent that growth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, I've spoken to dozens of doctors about that. I spoke to Mike Boyle about that also, who's one of, I think he's the godfather of strength and conditioning. And he mentioned to me about 12, 13 is the age where you can start. Yeah, now I don't think Mike means that he's going to put a barbell on your back. That's not what he's saying. My son's 11 and we go out to the jungle gym and he's carrying kettlebells and he's throwing med balls and we play and we have fun. And that's what it's about. I'm not turning to my son saying 3 sets of 10, you know, with a barbell. Though once in a while he'll see me doing it and he'll think it's cute and I let him do it because one set of it's not going to kill him. But I think for most parents out there watching this, I would tell them, let them play sports, let them jump, let them throw things, let them carry things. You know, get fast, sprint, do those things specifically. I wouldn't get them on a leg press at 10 years old. That I think is that's a poor decision. And there's no reward to that. Like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish out of that? You're better off getting them on the field and having them play sport or do the recommendations that I just made.
I see what you're saying. Now, back to your celebrity training. Who do you think out of all your clients has, like, you know, the best work ethic in the gym?
Man, the best.
Most dedicated, you know.
You know, it's so funny. They're all so dedicated in their own way. I mean, I know Ryan Reynolds has a switch that when he's getting into, you know, movie role form, he's like, he ain't missing, and his diet is like spot on. So that's fun. But like, I mean, all these, I mean, there's so many people that would surprise. I mean, John Krasinski's an animal in the gym. I mean, he trains like crazy. Sebastian Stan, you know, when I started working with him, you know, 8, 9 years ago, there were so many inefficient ways in how he moved his mobility, and now he's, you know, squatting beautifully, and he's worked on it and he's practiced. But the thing I'm most proud with all of them is it's not necessarily their work ethic, is that they trust the process. And they know by now, you know, when something's popping up like a role, they don't panic. They're not calling me like, oh my God, we need, no, they understand the process. They know what it takes. They know there's a level of patience, and they know we're in this for the long haul. You know, they know, we all know that, you know, our goal here is to be 90 years old and to be moving with our grandkids. And that's what the goal is. So yeah, the movie roles are important, but whether Ryan's 205 for his next role or 200, it doesn't matter. You know, it's like, as long as he looks good and he gets through the movie role with an optimal level of energy and he takes his shirt off and he looks the way that he's been looking and he's making me look good, then I'm a happy guy. So.
All right. What was the toughest challenge you've had so far, getting somebody for a superhero role or for some type of role that was a real challenge for you as a trainer to get him to that point? You know what I mean?
Harbor was interesting for Hellboy. And I can speak about this because when he came in, his back was pretty messed up. And I remember him after I put him through a functional movement screening and I looked at how he moved. He went to a kettlebell to pick it up in a deadlift position and he was just nervous about it. So I knew getting him into that role, the goal became very simple. It became resiliency. But I knew in the back of my head there was so much that had to go into his prep. When he's traveling, just making sure that when he got off the plane that he was getting his movement in, or, you know, all that stuff. So he was the one I think was the biggest challenge, but I think he was also the most rewarding because, I mean, after I think we had 9 weeks, it was 8 or 9 weeks to prep, he pulled 400 pounds off the floor. And he did that. It was probably a 90% lift. So we didn't even go for a max effort lift. If we wanted to go more, I was like, no, we're not doing this. You're going to Bulgaria tomorrow and we don't need to, there's no risk reward. Look at the strength increase. You just went from pulling a 24 kilogram kettlebell off the ground 9 weeks later to pulling 400 pounds off the ground. He probably legitimately had 420 in him. So for me, that was amazing because that solidified that his whole body got really strong and he developed that resiliency.